Well, Baruch Hashem, we've made it to the eve of Shabbos Zohar, and the eve of Purim, which is the Motzei Shabbos Zohar. And in honor of this, we have to check that our groggers are working. So, with everyone together, we'll say the mitzvah of Mechias Amalek. Oh!
I'm not saying the word Amalek.
Whether you heard it or not, the main thing is to do it. And we'll make a l'chaim. Everyone's invited. Rav Yaakov Richman, you're also invited. I have to mute everyone with everyone's permission to make sure that everything comes close and smooth. Baruch ato Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam beirei pri hagofen. L'chaim levrocha. The Rebbe should help. We should have the revelation of the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach way before Purim, way before Shabbos Zohar, immediately now on a good and revealed basis. Yichi Adonenu Moreinu v'Rabbeinu HaMelech HaMoshiach Chai v'Kayim le'olam voed. And of course, I don't know if everyone will hear it or not, but we'll start with some music. Oh, very good. I see that it's catching on. It's contagious. Everyone is invited to wear your costumes now, like we see in the audience. No, everyone together. Hopefully, we'll be able to hear it. If not, so at least it looks good. Hey, let me idle be at good time. Let me idle be at good. Sheva vesimumei ametina, Sheva vesimumei ametina. Mishem. Oy, Mishem nichnas adai. Mishem nichnas adai. Mishem nichnas adam abim. Simcha, Mishem nichnas adam abim. Simcha. Mishem nichnas adai. Oy, Mishem nichnas adai. Mishem nichnas adam abim. Simcha, Mishem nichnas adam abim. Simcha. Begon nevi sami dos meyo veyomeino v'sichel gein seyasecha. Begon nevi sami dos meyo veyomeino v'sichel gein seyasecha. Begon nevi sami dos meyo veyomeino v'sichel gein seyasecha. Begon nevi sami dos meyo veyomeino v'sichel gein. Hey, Shigibon, nevi samidos, vimeiro, viameino, besein chelkeino, besei asecho. No, it's a good warm-up towards Purim. And everyone has to make sure that they have a place that they're going to be hearing. We're going to be hearing the Megillah, Motzei Shabbos, Saturday night, and Sunday, Bezras Hashem, by day. Here in Sfas, we also hear on Sunday night and Monday, like the cities that are Mukaf Choma, that are surrounded by a wall. But we don't make a bracha on the reading on Shushan Purim here in Sfas. But we do have the custom, and we have the mitzvah to hear the reading of the Megillah. So, one more l'chaim for the story, and we want to wish the immediate triumph and victory of the army of Tzahal and of all the Keichos HaBitochon, the forces of security. And we should also have an immediate hachloma, immediate recovery for all the psuim, for all the injured, and an immediate return of all the hostages in a healthy and happy manner on a revealed basis with the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach, with his golos, the Rebbe's revelation on a good and revealed basis. Teichef umiyad mamesh. Yechi Adonenu Moreinu V'Rabbeinu Amelech HaMoshiach Chai V'Kayim Le'ilam Voed. Gotta take off the nose to make a l'chaim. L'chaim l'brocha. Let's get back to the story. Our story this week starts off in kindergarten. Yes, there's stories in kindergarten also. Not my kindergarten, someone else's kindergarten, and Hashem should watch over all the children in all the schools, and especially in the kindergartens, as we're going to hear. Yehudis' mother sent Yehudis, a child of a little girl, the age of 7, 8 years old, to pick up her brother from the kindergarten. And she went there, and it was all hustle and bustle. When the parents are coming to pick up the children, everything is upside down. Parents trying to get in, people trying to get out. And on top of everything, there was also construction that was being accomplished at the time in the kindergarten. Amongst everything that was going on, Yehudis, this little girl of 7, 8 years old, is walking into the kindergarten, and she's trying to push her way in through the gate, and she can't find a way to get in. So she really gets very close to the main iron gate at the entrance, and just at that moment, one of the construction workers pushes in with a very big package of equipment, and he has the iron gate opening, and in order not to fall, so Yehudis holds on to the frame of the iron gate, and we don't want to be graphic here, but the gate closed. As it was opening, it closed on Yehudis's thumb. She was in great pain. She was shouting out. She grabbed her little brother, and they ran home. When they got home, she showed her mother, while she was shouting in pain, her thumb, and her mother couldn't believe her eyes. She took the thumb and she started to rinse it from all the from the blood that was there on the hand, and then she saw something that shocked her. Yehudis' mother sees that there is a piece of thumb that is not there. She doesn't think twice. She immediately goes and takes her child into the car, and they rush over to the hospital, and she asks her husband to run over to the kindergarten in order to go and to try to find the other piece of the thumb that was apparently perhaps over there. While they're working on the little girl, the husband arrives with what he found. He gives it to the doctors, and the doctors are there for a good hour or two, and they made a special operation, sewing up, they bandaged everything, and they said that they should be in touch for a checkup in another day or two. And they sent the little girl home with her parents. Okay, they got home, and she's already not shouting in pain, Baruch Hashem. And the next day, when Yehudis' mother is supposed to change the bandage, so she carefully opens up the bandages, and when she saw what she saw, she took Yehudis, the little girl, and she put her in the car and brought her back to the hospital. Because what she saw was just like basically two pieces that were very gently sewed together, and it didn't even look like they're going to ever connect. When she gets back to the hospital, she starts crying and shouting at the doctors, "Look what you've done. This is what you've given me." What? The doctors take the little girl again into the operating room. They bandage her up, and they said to the mother at the end, "Listen, we are very sorry, but this is the best that modern day medical care can give in this type of situation. There are no promises that we can make, and whatever will be, will be." Yehudis's mother was, to say depressed, that's not even the word. She was like, in total melancholy, and she didn't know what to do. She took her little daughter back home, and when she got back home, one of the neighbors who was she was a Chabad Chosid, she was a Chabadnikit. She goes over and knocks on the door, and she says, "Listen, she heard what happened with the daughter, and she wanted to offer that Yehudis's mother should write an urgent letter to the Rebbe." Says, "What do you mean write the letter to the Rebbe? What Rebbe? Where Rebbe? I don't understand what you're talking about." So she says, "The Lubavitcher Rebbe." Says, "How can you write a letter today to the Rebbe?" She says, "I'll show you." She goes into her house. She brings a volume of the Igros Kodesh, and she says, "You write the letter." And we put the letter into the pages of the volume of the Igros Kodesh, the letters of the Rebbe, and whatever is written in the letter that is side by side with the letter that you put in is the reply that the Rebbe has given you. She instructs the mother how to prepare to go and to wash her hands 6 times at intervals, and then to give a few coins to tzedakah, to charity. And then she sat down with great reverence, and she wrote her name, her daughter's name, and she asked for the Rebbe's bracha for refuah shalema. They made the proclamation of putting in the letter made the proclamation of Yechi Adonenu Moreinu V'Rabbeinu Melech Ha'Moshiach Leilam Voed 3 times. And then the mother opened up the Rebbe's letters. When she started to read, and the letter was in Hebrew, so she was able to understand it. So the daughter, Yehudis, was standing right next to her side, and she asked her, "Mommy, what does the Rebbe say?" And the mother says, "It's actually a letter for you," talking to her daughter, Yehudis. And she says, but Mommy, what does the Rebbe say?" He says, "The Rebbe writes over here about lighting Shabbos candles, and the fact that even young girls from the age of 3 years old should actually make sure to light a candle, a Shabbos candle, every Erev Shabbos, the eve of every Shabbos, on their own, together with their mothers." So in this particular home, so the mother was actually lighting Shabbos candles, but they didn't have the custom for the younger girls from age 3 and up to light Shabbos candles. So the mother looked at Yehudis, the daughter, and the mother asked, "Do you agree to what the Rebbe says, what the Rebbe advises? Do you take upon yourself the lighting of a Shabbos candle every Shabbos and Yontif?" And Yehudis immediately smiled and says, "Of course, Mommy, with no doubt, and especially if this will bring the refuah shalema, the immediate and complete recovery to her situation." And then They thanked the neighbor for coming in with the Rebbe's letters, and it was just incredible. It was totally amazing what happened. Days and weeks went by, and as the mother is bandaging and taking off the bandage and putting on the bandage of her daughter, of Yehudis, she sees something phenomenal. She sees that from the side of the thumb that is connected to the hand is growing something. At the beginning, she saw that the thumb itself was growing and forming, it's shaping itself. And afterwards, she saw that even the nail of the thumb, the nail started to grow itself as well, like something out of science fiction. She couldn't believe her eyes. And when this was kind of complete, so the only thing that was left that could remind anyone of the miracle was a scar. There was still a scar on the side of the thumb, but otherwise the thumb grew back complete. And this is one of the most unbelievable stories that I have heard, even though, there isn't something that is totally unbelievable when we're talking about the miracles that the Rebbe does with us, with people all over the world. There's nothing that is unbelievable. But just as, this was a total reproduction, like we see by reptiles, and it happened here by a human being. Hashem should help that just as we've heard and we have seen miracles till this day, and the Rebbe has been doing miracles on our behalf through HaKadosh Baruch Hu, through the power of the Holy One, blessed be He. The Rebbe should bring us the biggest and best and greatest miracle. We should have the revelation of the Rebbe Shlita Melech Ha'Moshiach himself on a good and revealed basis, with happiness and joy of the heart, in a manner of peace and tranquility of the mind and the heart. And the main thing is that it should be teichef umiyad, mamesh, mamesh, mamesh. Yechi Adonenu, Morenu v'Rabbeinu, HaMelech HaMoshiach, Chai v'Kayam le'olam voed. Amen.